Hey, good Monday morning. Hey, I want to visit with you a little bit of something I've been reading about, and not necessarily in line with our message series right now concerning prophecy and prophecy fulfilled in the New Testament, but about one of the projects that we're undertaking at church this Christmas to help a family. In our world today, in the U.S., approximately one third of all people who don't go to church, um, they don't run from church. They're not outright rejecting church. They're just living without giving church much attention. But it shows that this group is not persuaded or moved by huge campaigns or fancy marketing and things like that. But I want to look at some of the reasons why maybe they're not in church from my reading this morning. They're not opposed to church, they're just disconnected. Um, they're not angry about church, they haven't been wounded by church. It's just that church operates somewhere in the back of their mind. It's not at the forefront, and they've slowly drifted away from church. They don't object to Christianity because they haven't been hurt, but it's just not part of their weekly routines. They're not asking spiritual questions and things like that. But um, because they haven't been wounded or hurt by church, it makes it easy to approach them and to visit with them about spiritual matters. The other thing I think that many of you can connect with today is that people are just busy and distracted and overscheduled. I worry about some of the families I run into who are involved in youth sports. There's so much going on. They're trying to juggle work and sports activities and school schedules, and then you got to throw in all the digital distraction of cell phones and those kind of things. So they just live a crowded life. Again, they don't reject faith. It's just their calendars are so full and they are tired. They don't feel they have the margin to participate in anything else. Some of them just don't have very much church experience. They've never been exposed to it. They may have had a little bit when they were growing up, going to church or going to church with a friend or a family tradition, but because of life, they've just drifted quietly away over time. Not keeping up with things. They're not asking spiritual questions. But because of that, they've drifted away. Is that they don't see church as a negative? They just don't see it as something important in their life, and so the way that we reach them is going to be different than we reach other people. Some people's lives are stable. Life is going good. There's no reason for me to have to engage in church. I don't need God. I have everything I want at this time. So I'm not in a crisis yet. All right. Here's the thing, though. All of these people will respond to relationships, the survey shows, rather than programming and things, activity. Again, ad- advertising campaigns, marketing, that kind of stuff doesn't really move them because they're looking for something else. They're looking for community. And I think that's the most important thing we have to offer. They're looking for relationships. They want people to invite them into to church. They want people to invite them into their lives. They deeply value community, but they just don't know where to find it all the time, or they're finding it in the wrong things. They want friendships. They want people they can trust. They want people who will walk with them through life. But what they resist is the formality and institutional of the church. What they want is authenticity. They want to know that you're the real deal. They want to see you in action. They want to see you live out your faith. But here's the really cool thing about this is that when you reach this group of people, they're slow to get involved. But once they do, they're in. They're more likely to be in. Progress will be slow, but once they're in and they take that big commitment step, they're in. They're fully in. They're all in on this. So hopefully you'll see that one of the things by doing our project with Lawrence Elementary School is that we want to connect with the family. I've been having conversations with the mom, and they need community, and I'm hoping that we can provide this. Sure, is it going to be a little time intensive and it's going to cost us a little bit of money? But building relationships is costly. And so I encourage you to make sure you read my email this morning about how we can help this family. And then maybe begin to look other ways to come alongside them. It may take one family at a time, but if that's what we're called to do, that's what we're called to do. Hey, have a great week. Look forward to hearing from you about the email and this idea about how we can be intentional about building community value for other people. Hey, have a great week.